Hi, I'm Ellie Murray. I'm a yoga teacher based in Cornwall. I'm also a travel writer and I write under my maiden name, Ellie Ross. Today I've got a lovely grounding practice for you. So hopefully if you're feeling a little stressed or anxious, this practice will really help you feel a bit more centered and leave you feeling energized and ready for whatever the rest of the day has for you. It's also quite a short practice, so something that you could work into your lunch break or before and after work when you're working from home perhaps. Let's get going. So we're going to begin today's practice from child's pose. So take your knees as wide as the mat, big toes can touch. And then walk your hands forwards. Allow your forehead to rest on the earth. If the forehead doesn't quite reach the earth comfortably, know that you could place a cushion or a block underneath your forehead here. Take a big inhale through the nose, sigh out through the mouth. And just feel that any tension starts to dissipate as you sigh it out. You can take another breath here. Inhale, sigh it out. And then close the lips. Begin to breathe in and out through the nose. Just start to feel a softening in the hips, relaxing through the shoulders, heart melting down towards the earth. And take your awareness to the parts of the body that are resting on the ground. Your hands, forearms, forehead, shins and tops of the feet. And see if you can feel as though these parts of the body are really rooting into the earth, so we're really grounding down here. Let's take another couple of breaths. Inhale. Exhale. If you'd like to extend this pose slightly, you can come up onto the finger pads here. Stay high on the finger pads. Hollow out the armpits and start to lengthen through the spine. So slightly different stretch here. Really sinking down into those hips. And then inhale, pushing back into the hands, walking back up. And we'll come to a tabletop position. So wrists stacked underneath shoulders, knees stacked underneath hips. And just check in with your foundation here. Make sure that you're spreading your fingers nice and wide. Wrist creases are parallel to the fronts of the mat. Push into the tops of your feet as well, so every part of your body is grounded to the earth again. We'll take a few rounds of cat-cow to just clear the cobwebs from the spine. So inhale, look forwards, drop the belly, tailbone rises. Exhale, push through the hands, round the spine, gaze to the navel. Again, inhale, look forwards, broaden the collarbone, tailbone up to the sky. Exhale, round through the spine. Imagine if somebody was hovering their hand over your shoulder blades, you could push your shoulders up into their hand. And then inhale, look forwards, open the heart. Exhale, round. And then inhale back to center. You do a couple of rounds with your wrists, fingers pointing backwards, so you're then you'll stretch through the wrist, which is excellent if you've been typing a lot today. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, round. Again, inhale, look forwards. Exhale, round. And then coming back. Start to get some movement into our spine. We'll do some twists here. Inhale, sweep the right arm up to the sky. Exhale, thread the arm underneath, palm towards the sky. Come up onto your shoulder, maybe onto the right side of your skull there, gazing up towards the sky. Either stay here, or if you'd like to take a little further, you could reach your left arm up, reach it round behind your back, maybe holding onto the top of your right thigh. Opening the chest, lengthening through the crown of the head. Then inhale to re-extend that arm back up, plant it back down, sweep your right arm up again, and then place it back down. Other side, inhale, sweep the left arm up. Exhale, thread it underneath. Either stay here or reaching the right arm up, over, taking hold of the top of your left thigh, opening the chest up, the heart up towards the sky. Breathing into that twist. Then inhale, re-extend that arm back up, placing that hand back down, sweep your left arm up towards the sky again, feeling a lovely twist through the spine. Exhale, place that hand back down. Tuck the toes under. Hover the knees off just an inch to begin to engage your abdominal muscles. Again, rooting through the hands, rooting through the feet. And then when you're ready, hips up, head down, take downward facing dog. So downward facing dog, the more important thing, rather than taking your heels to the floor, is to straighten your spine. So know that you can bend your knees, especially if you have tight hamstrings, and flick that tailbone up towards the sky. Allow your neck to be relaxed, head is heavy. Lengthen out, push the ground away from you. And then maybe if you start to feel a little more openness, you could send your heels towards the back of your mat. Look between the hands and step or walk to the front of the mat. Feet are hip distance apart. Exhale, forward fold. Allow your knees to be soft here. Take hold of opposite elbows. Perhaps you could just gently sway side to side. Again, just providing a little bit of movement and space into that lower back. Then interlace the fingers. Perhaps you take a bind behind your head, gently encouraging it down. Or if you'd like a stretch between the shoulders, then interlace the fingers behind your back. Reach up, perhaps straightening your legs up so slightly. And breathe here. Release the hands down, release your bind. Ground down through all four corners of your feet. Really push the ground away from you as you inhale, sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, release the hands down. Bring them back to the heart. So you could use this moment to set an intention for your practice. So there's no rights or wrongs here. It could be something as simple as just following your breath through the practice. Or perhaps there's a feeling that you'd like to experience a little more of off the mat as well as on the mat. Perhaps something like gratitude or strength. And then when you're ready, release the hands down. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, soften the knees, touch the earth. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins, straighten your legs, straighten your arms, lift the chest. Come into a flat back, your half lift. Exhale, plant the hands down. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, reach back down to the heart. One more half sun salutation. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Maybe look up to the thumbs. Exhale, fold, touch the earth. Inhale, hands to the shins, lift and lengthen into a flat back. Exhale, fold, touch the earth. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, release the hands back to the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, lift and lengthen, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands down. Step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forwards between the hands. Give it a little help if you need. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Plug the shoulders in, low lunge, Anjali-asana. Left hand to the floor. Inhale, sweep the right arm up and open. Opening up into a twist. Engage through the fingers. Then bring it back up, low lunge. Exhale, plant the hands down, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And stepping the right foot back, drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, plug those shoulders in, draw the shoulders away from the ears. And take a moment to make sure your ribs, your front ribs haven't started flaring out. So can you draw the front ribs in, tuck the tailbone down. Maybe lunge a little deeper. When we sit all day, the hip flexors get really tight. So this is lovely for an antithesis for all those desk sitting we do. Then right hand to the floor. Inhale, sweep up, open it up. Exhale, plant that hand. Step forwards, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, release the hands down. Again, moving with your breath. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale to a flat back. Come up onto your fingertips this time, or otherwise hands to the shins, or even onto the calves. Exhale, fold again. Then step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, step that right foot forwards between the hands. Give a little help if needed. Either drop the back knee down, or we stay high on the back knee as we come up into our high lunge. And just checking, make sure that your knee is stacked over the front ankle here. And reach out through that back leg. Stay strong in the back leg. Then place the left hand down and reach up with your right arm, opening up into that twist. Inhale, coming back up. If you want to take it into a little back bend, you could cactus the arms here. Reach back, sending the shoulder blades towards each other. Chest up towards the sky. Exhale, plant the hands down, step forwards, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands back down. Step the right foot back. Again, either drop the knee or stay high on that back foot. Inhale, come up, low lunge. Exhale, plug those shoulders in. Right hand meets the earth. And lift up with your left arm. Open the chest up to the sky, lengthen through the crown of the head. Engage through the fingertips. Inhale, we come back up, high lunge. Again, optional to take a little back bend here. Opening the chest up towards the sky. Exhale, plant the hands down. Step back, downward facing dog. Lengthening out the spine here. Inhale for 1. Exhale. Inhale for 2. Exhale. Last breath, inhale. Exhale. Then look between the hands. Step or jump to the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, release the hands to the heart. Okay, so we'll take a few standing poses here now. So tree pose is a great pose for finding your focus. So if you find as though you lost concentration throughout the day, this is a really good pose to do. So ground down through your right foot. And then left foot can either come to tiptoes or to the inner calf, or maybe you take it up to your inner thigh. So just take whichever variation is working for you today. Start with hands on the hips, making sure your hips are square to the front of your mat. And then perhaps you take your hands into prayer position in front of your heart. Or maybe extend the arms up into full tree pose. And just take a few breaths. Find your drishti or yogic gaze, find a point, stationary point that's not moving. That will really help with your balance here. And when you're ready, releasing the same way you came back in. Maybe give your legs a little shake before taking the other side. So this time, reaching down through your left foot, coming onto the tiptoes, maybe the inner calf, maybe the inner thigh. Find your balance, find your focus. Making sure the hips are even. Maybe extend up with the arms. And so as your foot is pressing into your standing leg is pressing back as well. So there's a two-way press. Both legs are active here. If you want to take it even further and you've got your balance, then you could try closing your eyes. seeing how that affects your internal gaze. And when you're ready, releasing and coming back out. Okay, from here we take it down into a squat. So take your feet just a little wider than hip distance. Toes can be pointed slightly out, especially if you've got slightly tight hips today. And then just squat down. Bring your hands into prayer position in front of your heart. So chest is lifted, sitting bones are lowering down. If this is super uncomfortable to you today and your heels are raised, know that you could place a block or a cushion or a book, anything underneath your heels, and that will give you a little bit extra space. So take a few breaths. So you could close down the eyes, perhaps return to your intention. Return to your breath. One more breath. Inhale, lengthen through the crown, open the chest. Exhale, squat a little deeper. And then we return to the floor. So from here, we're going to take a forward fold, Paschimottanasana. So if you know that you round slightly in your spine and have tight hamstrings, know that you can sit up on a block, a cushion, anything just placed underneath your sit bones, like so. And you can also do this with your knees slightly bent as well. So that's still going to be working the whole of this back line or fascia. So first of all, separate the flesh from the sit bones, internally rotating those thighs. Engage the legs, spread through the toes, make sure the toes are pointing up towards the sky. Inhale, grow tall through the crown. Know again that you could slightly bend the knees or even have a strap over the balls of the feet. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold, lead with your heart as you take hold of your big toes perhaps, outsides of your feet, even just the tops of your shins. Lift and lengthen, keep a straight spine. Exhale, fold a little deeper. So inhale, lifting, lengthening. Exhale, maybe fold a little deeper. One more, inhale. Exhale, fold. And we hold it here for a few breaths. Just grounding down, so pushing the legs into the earth. These forward folds are very grounding, restorative poses. So good to do when you're feeling a little flighty or anxious. One more breath here. And then on an inhale, we come all the way back up. Exhale, release any blocks or props that you might have had, and come to lying down on your back with your feet flat on the floor, knees bent. And the feet are parallel, about hip distance apart, and have your heels close enough that you can just about touch them with your fingers. We're going to come into a bridge pose. So this is a lovely heart-opening pose. It's a lot more energizing. So good to do first thing in the morning if you need some more energy. So when you're ready, rooting down through all four corners of the feet, inhale, lift your hips up towards the sky. Now either stay here, you could even hold the outside of your mat if you have tight shoulders. Otherwise, interlace the fingers underneath the back, roll onto the tops of your shoulders. Make sure there's no pressure on your neck. Sending the heart up, the hips up, grounding through the feet, taking the bridge pose. And breathe here. If you'd like to work a little more into the hamstrings, then imagine squeezing the heels towards your bottom. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. And then releasing the hand and slowly, slowly coming back down onto the earth. And then you could bring your knees up into make a little ball with your knees, hug your knees in, perhaps rocking up and down the spine, or side to side, massaging out that lumbar spine. Before we take our final pose before Shavasana. So we'll just take a supine twist. So allow your knees to drop down to the left and stretch your arms out into a T shape. So gazing over, palms facing up, gazing over your right shoulder maybe. If that's too strong, you could just gaze up towards the sky. And if you'd like to take a little deeper, then left hand can come on top of the right knee, maybe lengthening that down. Reconnect to your breath. So see if you can make your exhalation longer than the inhalation. That starts to tap into the parasympathetic nervous system. So it begins to relax you. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, knees to the right. Stretching the arms out, gazing over to the left perhaps. Maybe right hand comes on top of that left knee. Close down the eyes or soften the gaze here. Feel softening around the eyes, around the jaw. And see if you can soften the belly. Inhale the knees back to center. Give yourself one final squeeze, hugging the knees to the nose to the knees, and then stretch everything out as we take Shavasana. So allow your feet to go out as wide as the mat, palms facing up. Take a deep inhale through the nose, and a clearing sigh out through the mouth. And just feel the tension dissipate as you sigh out. Take another one. Inhale through the nose. Sigh it out. You feel in Shavasana as though the mind is still alert, but the body is completely relaxed. So root down, feel the body get heavy into the earth now. If you have time at home, then you could stay in Shavasana. Otherwise, take a deep, nourishing inhalation. Perhaps reach up and over the arms, stretch and point the feet. Give yourself a full body stretch. And in your own time, roll over onto your side and push yourself up to seated. Bringing the hands together in front of the heart space. Reconnect to that intention that you set. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste. Thank you very much for practicing. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if you head to my Facebook and Instagram pages, it's Ellie Murray Yoga. I've got more practices on there. Thank you and keep practicing.